Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode, I can't believe it, 250.
Wow.
My name's Ryan, and I'm joined by our good pal, Katrin.
Hello.
Hello, our brother Chris.
He's like a brother to me.
Yeah, he's not here tonight. We'll talk about that in a second, but I can't believe it's 250. It's gonna be fun.
Winchester says they should split Katrin into two screens, therefore Chris and Katrin. My name is Chris.
So. We can have a Ryan sandwich on Chris Katrin bread. Anyways, if you're not on YouTube, you should be on YouTube and join us on YouTube. You can just watch us at I Am Geek Show every Thursday night or on Friday, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So make sure you check that out, and you can give us a like, you can subscribe, you can hit that or smash that bell, which notifies you when we're going to be live. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can give us a 5-star.
5 stars.
Five stars. And say how much you love us.
I will say this: if you don't like something, then send us an email. Don't put it on the reviews.
Yeah, you can email us at imgeekshow@gmail.com.
That's right.
So before we get to Chris, and then what we're talking about tonight, last week, the Derek Frank from YouTube and all over the galaxy joined us, and we had a fun episode where we sort of expanded Galaxy's Edge. We sort of came up with ideas, and Katrin had an idea. I think was it you?
My idea for a certain ride. Yes, you had the idea for the name of the ride.
Oh, okay.
I had the idea for the ride, whatever that's worth.
So it was basically Living with the Land at Epcot, but we added Star Wars, so it was Living with the Landspeeder.
The idea is like there's not a boat ride or anything like that at Hollywood Studios or at Galaxy's Edge. So my idea was, let's have a land speeder that goes through Old Batuu, like before the cataclysmic whatever disaster, and it goes through the trees, because before the spires there were trees, and in this jungle, and have all the animals. So that's when Ryan said it could be Living with the Land Speeder.
So we're like, this is great. We need a T-shirt. Living with the Land Speeder T-shirt.
Yes.
Well, guess what? We have a Living with the Land Speeder T-shirt on shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek. Right? I'm Geek Shop or Show?
I Am Geek.
I'm Geek. Yeah.
Shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek. That's the only thing that we have that's just I Am Geek besides like the name of our podcast. Everything else is I Am Geek Show. So we should have made it more consistent.
It's on there. There's a T-shirt. There's long sleeve shirts. There's hoodies. There's stickers. You can get the stickers. Katrin, he took it upon himself to design these logos and this land speeder, and they're phenomenal.
I had a lot of fun with it.
I love it. The logo looks like Living with the Land logo from Epcot, but it has Living with the Land Speeder, and it's not sponsored by Chiquita. It's sponsored by I'm Geek, of course, because that's how we get our name on the product, so people know. And then on the back, there's a actual land speeder. There's an actual land speeder that you designed that has R2 sitting in it, or a R2 sort of lookalike sitting in it. And because we don't want it to say it's R2 because then that would be copyright stuff. It's just sort of
astromech.
It's it's just a robot sitting there.
That's right. That's true.
Just a robot. And it's got the Living with the Land. If you've been on at Epcot, they have these canopies over these boats. It's got the canopy over the land speeder, and it's got the little seats from the ride on it, and they're amazing. If we had a picture, we'd put it up on the screen, but we didn't do that.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. But we will. We had somebody say in the comments, can we drop the link in the Facebook group? I'll do that. I'll even drop it here in just a moment on the chat. So if you're in the chat, you'll be able to see the link and buy that shirt.
It's fun. The stickers are fun too if you need a cheaper option.
We also had an idea of making a lapel, not a lapel pin, but like a Disney pin, the trading pin, like an enamel pin. That's the word I'm trying to think of. And it could look like like one that they might have if we worked on it a little bit. So yeah, there's a shot of it if you're watching on YouTube. So so that's what's coming together. I'm about to.
There's a sticker. There's one of the stickers. There it is.
Oh, I like the sticker. That was really cool.
Random generic droid.
That's right.
Anyway, so those will be up. We're hoping to sell some of those just for the fun of it.
Okay.
I'm going to order me one. I know that.
So apparently there's a new way to get to Spreadshop. By the way, it's iamgeek.myspreadshop.com. That's even better. So I'm going to put that in the chat. They must have changed that a while back. We haven't used the Spreadshirt in a while.
We have not used it in a while. But you can find all of our I Am Geek stuff on there. A lot of logo stuff, some past show stuff, and then we have another Disney shirt on there that I made. That is the monorail
colors
phrase. Yeah. So the por favor, please stand clear of the doors, and it's got the colors of it are all the colors for each monorail, and I've worn that shirt to Disney multiple times, and people always stop me and say, "Where do you get that shirt?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got it from my shop. I made it," but they never go buy one. But anyways, so that's out now. I'm excited about that. So
yes,
hopefully we'll be walking through Disney one day and we'll see somebody wearing one. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, we may see the Derek Frank wear one because he just ordered both.
Oh,
that is so great. Thank you so much.
I hope you love it. I wonder what color shirt did you order?
Yeah, I have to know. Got to know. I'm planning on getting one as well for my trip in December. But certainly before that, and plan to wear it around. People at work will be like, "What the heck is a living with the Landspeeder?" But
yeah, I want to too. I got to decide what color I want.
I know.
So you can. That's the cool thing about Spreadshirt. Yes. You can change the color of the shirt to whatever color you want. So there you go. But anyway, there's our little plug. Also, I have new kyber crystals probably coming out next week if everything goes right. Black is all you wear. Well, that's the best color to wear.
Vance Cope says he's ordering in the morning.
Yes.
That's great.
It's gonna be awesome. Order some more shirts while you're on there. That's right. I Am Geek Shop on Etsy if you want kyber crystals that work in the Disney lightsabers. I've got some new ones coming out. Hopefully next week. I'm working on the finishing product. So that should be fun if it works.
That's exciting. Yeah. That's really cool.
Get them worked out. I tried a little something new last night, and Kyber Curator, who's on here, I showed him a sneak peek, and he loved them, but he loved the ones that were harder to make. So that means...
So the ones I like too.
The ones that were harder to make, so I've got to figure out the best way to make those.
Yeah. No, it's definitely really cool if you can make it work. That's definitely going to be something that's unique that nobody else is really doing, right? If it's the one I'm thinking.
I don't know which one are you thinking of?
The glowing.
Yeah. So I'm making some. I had a design based on the Loth Wolf from Rebels from Star Wars, and both Kyber Curator and Tetran and myself, like the glowing version. But when you use glowing stuff, you can sort of see the chip inside of it. So I'm trying to figure out a way to hide the chip and still have the glowing. So
yeah. I don't know. You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Anyways, all right. On to Chris, and then on to the main show. Kyber Curator, we'll talk later about that. Maybe you have some ideas.
Real quick.
Oh.
It is the beginning of the college football season. We did have a game last week, but today the UT Vols played and beat Ball State, whatever, but they won 59-10. It was a great game. So
sports.
Welcome football.
Shouldn't a place called Ball State be like good at ball games? No, okay.
No, that's where David Letterman went to college, though.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
There you go.
I don't know. Anyways, so Chris is not with us because him and his wife went on a the new Disney cruise, the Wish.
Went on a Disney trip and...
Yeah, they went to Disney World.
Yeah.
And then they went on the Wish. And there were some red flags for me when he said that that's what they were doing. I'm like, oh, no, I hope nothing bad happens. Well, we'll talk more about it next week, hopefully, when he's here.
Yes.
But he went to Disney World and he got COVID or that virus. I guess we're not supposed to say that.
You don't say that.
Sorry, that virus. And they found out when they got on the ship.
It's terrible.
So they've been quarantined the whole time.
But I think there's a bright side to it that he'll share with us.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's also different kind of vacationer than we are, but it sounds like they've had some good things happen. So we'll let him talk about all of that as well.
Oh yeah, he'll get into it. But they're still quarantined on the ship, and they're being escorted off tomorrow. So,
which is totally weird, but yeah.
He texts him and he goes, "I need you to change my flight for me because I can't get it fixed on the ship, so I have to change their flight." And I changed their flight to make them fly to to
somewhere else.
Yeah, Memphis. They're going to show up your house.
Oh, good. Yeah, come on. My door is open.
All right, so Chris will be back with us hopefully next week to talk all about that. And then tonight, I'm a Star Wars fan. Everybody probably knows that, right? I mean,
yes.
My whole room, you can't really see it right now because it's a mess, but it's all dark. Star Wars everywhere. And also, I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I have my Ghostbusters stuff over here. So that's my two top. But coming in to third, maybe, I am a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yes.
I think if I had to say there is a trilogy of movies that's pretty close to near perfect.
Yeah.
Would be the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
The original Lord of the Rings trilogy.
The original, yeah.
Not the Hobbit movies.
Not the Hobbits they're good, but the Lord of the Rings, it's a really good trilogy.
Yes.
Like the first Star Wars trilogy, really good trilogy.
Oh yeah.
And so when I had the virus that starts with a C, that was one of the things I did. I rewatched all the Lord of the Rings and all the Hobbit series. Because what else are you going to do? You're sitting in a room.
What else? Yeah.
So I'm excited that Amazon Prime has decided to make a show based on Lord of the Rings that debuts today, right?
Today, now? September 1st. It was at 8:00 Central Time, which is the time zone we're in. So they were going to release the first 2 episodes. Which was kind of weird, the timing of it. Yeah, we've not watched it, unfortunately. So, if, listening to this, you've probably watched it by now, or you're watching it. You may have even if you're watching us now, you may have watched it, but we've not gotten to watch it yet.
So, it was weird to me. I thought it was already out, because usually when all these streaming services, when they say a show comes out, it comes out like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah. The morning of.
Yeah. But, okay, so it's out now. I'm excited for it. This takes place thousands of years before Frodo and Bilbo and everything we know. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to have a lot, not the same characters, but the same...
families, maybe?
I don't know. Elves.
Maybe. Yeah.
Dwarves. Men. All that stuff. So I'm excited to see it. I've tried to stay away from most stuff about it. I did watch the trailer tonight, just to get ready for this. But I've tried to stay away from any spoilers or anything, and that's probably one reason I forgot that it was coming out today until yesterday. Because I just stayed away from it. And I'm not used to watching stuff on Amazon Prime, so that's a little different.
Yeah, that's new, right? I mean, there's plenty of shows on there that originals even that people watch. I mean, The Boys is on there? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I mean, there's other things that people have watched, but it's weird to think about a show, especially like this high production value show. You don't think of that for Amazon, right? You think of it for Disney Plus or for Netflix,
or HBO or something.
They're trying to change the view, right? Obviously, and that was huge for them to pick this up and to make it happen. It's been in the making for years now, right? And looks like it's going to be pretty great from what I've seen so far.
Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. Anyways, yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. I'm excited about it. And another thing that this is going to sort of show us is going back thousands of years, which I guess I haven't watched Game of Thrones, and you have.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what they've done. Not that many years, but they've done.
Right. It's so
for this new show.
There's a new show. It's House of the Dragons, and they're following the Targaryen family, which is where the family Daenerys. If you've watched the I keep wanting to say Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones series, you'll know who that is. So it's like 100 or so years before Daenerys. So it's a time when it's 100, at least 100 years, but it's a time when dragons were normal for people to be around,
like they went to, like, they had jobs, they went to work.
They had jobs. They, they went to Walmart, they saw the dragon. It's 200 years. Thank you, Vance, in the comments. I couldn't remember. I knew it was at least 100, but it's so 200 years before Daenerys. So you've got characters we've never seen before. We don't know who these people are, but you can tell they're related to Daenerys. They're all blonde-headed, so it's talking about their family. They're very brutal people. You can see the nice side of them at times, but there's a lot of dark sides to them. And watching this first episode, I remembered how extreme that Game of Thrones was, watching it. Like it was extreme in many ways. They've got
like BMX bikes and stuff.
Extreme biking, yes. Extreme adult situations, I'll put it that way. Extreme battles and people getting their face mauled with an axe, and you're just like, my goodness, I can't watch this, because it's just so brutal.
Yeah.
And the language is rough, but I remembered, after getting past that, I feel like they always, in these series, it seems like that first episode is what they try to bring all kinds of people in. It's bringing the adult things in, bringing on the screen in the fighting and all this extremeness that they bring people in. And as they go through the season, it usually calms down a bit, right? It's not as extreme.
They're like sitting around drinking tea by like the fifth episode.
They're drinking tea, but then again, I mean, they kept it throughout the seasons, I guess. But it's interesting. I mean, they're again, the Targaryens are very brutal people, and there are people in the family that are very brutal, and it's going to be good, I think, and it's interesting to see the dragons there. And again, it's just the first episode that I've seen, so it's interesting, but it's kind of the same lines, like you said. It's pre what we know now, so it does make you think, okay, this is really a cool idea. We were talking a little bit before, and I'll let you talk about it, but it's like, what other shows could they do this with? What doing this with Lord of the Rings, they're doing it with Game of Thrones. I mean, it's a nice thing to be able to do, because it gives you more content. You can say, okay, here's the backstory of what you've already seen.
Which I was thinking, if this works out, and the Game of Thrones works out, and everybody enjoys going back in the past, then it could be a good reason for Disney, Star Wars, to do the Old Republic, because everybody's wanted the Old Republic for a while, and hopefully it'll be like, hey, we should do the Old Republic and bring that into our Star Wars movies and stuff, like a lot of that. So that'd be cool. So we'll see. I don't know, but hopefully this Lord of the Rings will be good. It'll be fun to watch. And
so Vance makes a good point in the comments. He says, it bugs me there isn't much of a technology difference between House of Dragons and Game of Thrones. You'd think they'd invent something else in all that time. And that'll be interesting to see what happens in this Lord of the Rings series, right? If it's thousands of years prior to the Middle Ages, what we think of as like the Middle Age times, it already looks like it's the same time, right? It's a fantasy, so it's they can do whatever they want, but it is interesting. I don't know what they would do thousands of years different, but
I'm thinking through the trailer, it looks like, I didn't know it was thousands of years until I read that.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty much the same. Right. Does this happen like in another part of Middle Earth?
Time works differently. They really didn't have a lot of knowledge back then of how to make wheels and things. So or what? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if you were in Lord of the Rings, and listeners and watchers, what kind of character would you be? Would you be an elf? Would you be a man, a dwarf, a hobbit? So what would you be? And then maybe we'll do a fun little game and find out what you'd actually be. Ooh, a series based on Revan. Yes, for Star Wars. That would be cool. Yeah, there's so much to do with Star Wars in the past.
Yeah.
That they need to start doing that stuff.
Right.
And Skywalker's, I think, should be finished. And
there's
move back.
Yeah. There's so much content with Star Wars, and most people don't realize that. The geeks and the nerds know about the books and know all the history of Star Wars, but a lot of people outside of that culture just think the Skywalkers is it, and that's the great thing. It is so big, and even what we know of the Skywalkers, what we've seen on screen, I should say, some of that is even different, especially with like what we have not seen, and we only got a little bit of a taste of it. Is Darth Vader being this bad mamma jamma and tearing apart everything, right, and going through and destroying the universe, or the galaxy, I should say, and that I think that would be a interesting, at least a small series to see him going through and doing that, and to some extent, but
Vance says real magic inhibits technology progression. Yes.
I guess so.
It makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
And giant eagles that you can ride on. Who needs airplanes when you have giant eagles that you can ride on? Just
it's true.
When they want to, not for like when you need them to. That's the only thing about Lord of the Rings. I'm like, why don't you just get a giant eagle from the beginning, fly it on up there, and be done?
Yeah,
we did. Anyways, all right. So who would you be, Cater, if you had to pick one character, not necessarily a specific character? Like I don't want you to say, I would be Legolas.
I would be Legolas.
But what character and why would you pick them? That if you were in the Lord of the Rings world, Middle Earth, this is who you would be. And then maybe we could tell each other who we think they would be, and then we'll do the game.
Okay.
So who would you be?
I think my first thought would be to be an elf. Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember. Are the elves? They're immortal, right? Or they just are very hard to kill. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean some of them get killed in battle.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
But they
can't be killed, but they live for a long time.
Live for a really long time. They're just very laid back and low key, and most of the time, right? And great archers, apparently. May even be able to shoot an arrow to the neck if they're really good, But that's a throwback to an old episode. Sorry.
Arrow to the neck.
They have ways of healing people and just seem to be really low key. I think that's one of the nice things I like about them. You think about dwarves and they're just rough and tumble and going through and seem sloppy, right?
Yeah.
Men, I'm already a man, so I don't want to do that. I thought about being a tree because that's pretty cool. Being like
a tree. There you go.
Be pretty cool, but then there's fire, so probably not that. So yeah, I think elf would be my first choice.
Okay. I mean, I was going to pick elf, but probably not for those reasons. The reason that I was going to pick elf is I'm sure you can't tell on the podcast, but I'm a total introvert. Like,
okay,
it's not that I don't like people. That's not it. Because introverts, I just, I don't say much. I don't, I pick my friends. And elves, it seems like they're always like very quiet. They're not
very laid back.
Laid back. They don't have to talk to people that much. They just go out in the woods and stuff. And go to their places to live. So I think I would be an elf.
Yeah. They're very respected too. You think about like
me,
but everybody wants to be respected, right? And it's like people would always go to them and trust them. And part of it is because they live for so long, like they're very wise. There's something about being alive for a long time and seeing a lot of things that you become wise. You should, hopefully, and that's so. I think it's a very respectable species or whatever, race.
Vance, yes, I would love the legless hair. I would just love hair. But I'm pretty sure they're all introverts, because when you watch their facial expressions, when all these other characters are talk, they have the eye roll, and they're just like, come on, I've reached my tank is empty. Let's be quiet. Let's quit talking.
Let's stop.
And let's just chill.
The time for talking.
Here's some elven bread. Just eat it.
Yeah.
Let's just chill. And I love bread, so that's another reason.
They dress really great.
Yeah.
And cloaks.
They have all these cool weapons.
You can ride on a shield. Jump on horses, really cool.
Yeah. So if you had to pick, if you were like, no, like I think Ryan would be this. Like, what would you pick? Elf for me, or what would you pick?
Man, I mean, after this conversation, it seems like elf is like the only choice for people to be, right? You don't want to be a man. Let's think of benefits of each one. So man, you can be this great king, right? It seems like the king always has this great kingdom where elves are really confined within this space that
they have their own elven kingdom.
They do, but it's very closed in, and which is great.
Nice.
It's really great, but it's still not as vast as a man's domain, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's something to be said about like having all of these things and having things. So if you like to have nice things, that seems like, and all the things, it's then a man is what you want to be. So that doesn't seem attractive to me as much as it does to be an elf. A dwarf, they're great because they're pretty tough and they get to have these really awesome beards and braids and they
live in caves.
They live in it's not great, but they have big axes and cool accents, right? But it's but no.
No.
What are some other
Hobbit?
Okay, so a hobbit, I mean, you don't have to wear shoes. Maybe that's a good thing. You have to really really tough feet and hair everywhere, and you're small, so you can get into small places, and you live in this cool house in the side of a hill. I mean, that's another peaceful life, right? Until you have to go and take the rings to Mordor. But
really, there's only two. There's only one. A couple of them that do that. Most of them wouldn't leave the Shire.
I know. Right. You wouldn't have. So they're similar to elves in a way. Traditionally elves are small, and you think of the Keebler elves, right? But that's not the elves we're talking about here.
These are mighty elves.
The hobbits, right? But they're closed in. They have their own the Shire, right? That really never gets attacked, and they can keep to themselves, which is very interesting. It's the fact that they don't get attacked as much, right? Because seems like they don't really have defenses. So
who would you pick for me?
I mean, I think because I like you, I would pick an elf for you. I don't know.
I like you.
Because going through all the pluses and minuses of all these, like, why would you pick something like one of those for?
You're not going to like my answer for you then.
Go ahead. I don't care.
I mean, I could see you as an elf, but I could also, if I'm being honest, see you as a hobbit.
Hobbit, okay.
Because you're always like, hey, we're going down to Arkansas to the
farm.
The farm or the clubhouse. And I could see you in Arkansas in this little Hobbitville place. No shoes, killing snakes, smoking your pipe.
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, they're a respectable bunch of people.
They are very respectable.
I could see you as an elf too, but I could definitely see your son as a hobbit.
Yeah.
Because he likes to, they don't have tractors, but you know what I mean. They like all that stuff.
Do farming.
I could see him smoking one of them long pipes. They're like the people of the land, you know.
Yeah. No, that's very
killing snakes, shooting ducks.
No, I think, but going back to my choice for you, I really do think, thinking about your reasonings for it, I do agree with yours. Being an elf for those reasons, like wanting to be kind of to the side a little bit, and not be, and be the introvert, and it makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, like if you need me, I'll be there, but not if you don't need me.
Vance Cope says, I don't think either of you eat enough to be Hobbit.
I don't. Katrin is
you don't
for
know
a second breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. I had a second dessert a while ago, but it's
another Hobbit thing. Oh, Katrin. Uh-oh. Are you a Hobbit?
I could be. Now I haven't had rabbit or
a good stew lately.
I haven't had a good stew lately, but it is getting to be the time for stew, so it's exciting. So
I mean, we're both from Tennessee, so maybe we're both hobbits.
We probably are. We don't. What they used to say, right? You don't wear shoes, and Tennessee people from Tennessee don't wear shoes.
we're probably want to be elves, but both of us are hobbits.
That's probably what it is.
We desire to have the long flowing hair and live in our little kingdom away from everybody, but really we're just in the Shire, both of us, with no shoes.
It's probably true. It's
smoking our pipes. Yeah.
Very true.
I can go for second breakfast too. I mean, you can eat breakfast all day long.
You can. And that's, if you get up early enough, then it seems like it's okay. It's, because some people say you need to eat several meals throughout the day, several small meals. So that's kind of what
the Hobbit way of life.
It's the Hobbit way of life. They're not. Yeah.
I mean, they're not plump.
They're not
fat.
There are some that are plump. That one guy that's really kind of ornery and like, you hobbits, where he's like clean sweeping, He's like,
hobbits. Would you be a wizard? Would you want to be a wizard?
I mean,
maybe cool.
Yeah, it'd be
magic
cool.
Staff.
Yeah.
A lot of them are tempted by the dark side, though. So
it's true.
Star Wars, but you know what I mean. None of us want to be an orc, probably.
I wouldn't mind being a pinball wizard.
Well, yeah. Deaf, dumb, and blind?
Well, maybe not that.
It's a musical, guys. It's a musical.
Okay.
Anyways, so you said that you have some kind of quiz.
I do have a quiz. Did we decide on?
It's gonna tell me exactly who I am. That's
the plan.
All right. Oh gosh.
So hopefully it's right.
I'm gonna be an orc or a dwarf or something.
These questions. There were several of these quizzes out there, so we found one that was a little more interesting and not the standard. Like, would you like to live in the forest, or would you like to? I mean, it may be in here somewhere, but this one's a little more descriptive.
You looked at the first two questions and they're like that, and then the rest of the questions are like, you want to live in the forest? You want to shoot a bow and arrow?
Could be. This is more about your character than anything, like how you would treat different situations. So
okay.
This is important, and people will judge you for your answers.
Oh no!
Unfortunately,
the one that I found was like, "What kind of weapon do you want?"
It'll be good. All right, so there's 12 questions, so we better get started.
Let's do it fast.
Right. A bag of apples has been stolen.
Oh gosh, this is a math question.
No, it's not a math question. Okay. I can't see all of it. Sorry. A bag of apples has been stolen, and your schoolmaster is searching for the culprit. You know that your friend is responsible. So Katrin is responsible. Do you turn him in for a thrashing?
Oh, do I turn him in for a thrashing?
Here are your choices. I could never do such a thing to my friend. I have to, or I'm guilty as he. Naturally, he must pay for his transgression. I'll convince him to share the apples to make my cooperation more appealing. No, I'll simply use my knowledge to force him to surrender the apples to me. Or the last one, I'll try to convince him to own up by himself.
Oh.
So would you let him just kind of rot in his guilt, or would you try to help him out and try to share? Okay. Would you tell somebody?
I would probably I'm definitely not running and telling. So I would probably be like, hey man, maybe you should fess up. But I'm not going to tell. But maybe you should do the right thing.
Yeah. So you'll try to convince him to own up by himself. Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably. But I'm not going to tell him. I'm not a tattle. I'm not a snitch. Snitches get stitches.
But you're giving the responsibility to him to fess up, not telling him what to do, but trying to convince him to do the right thing, man.
Come on, man. Just apples. I mean, I got a tree in my backyard in the Shire. Where this is heading.
All right. Later in life, you and your friend joined the army together, but he has fled the company on the eve of battle. As a member of the search party, you have just discovered him. He looks ready to do something desperate. If you turn him in, he will be shot for desertion. What would you do? I'll call the all clear so he doesn't attack me, then fetch the others so we can all take him together. I'll try to talk him into giving himself up and facing his own actions and their consequences, similar to the other one. I'll quietly join him in desertion. So would you just let him do it on his own or go with him and be a deserter? And my duty must be done. Sound the alarm. Or two more. My own safety must come first. I'll shoot him before he shoots me. Or I never wanted to find him. Call the all clear. So you either are going to once again convince him to turn himself in, or
I'm not doing that,
or you're going to
It depends on if I
let him go.
If I like these people I'm with.
That's right.
Because I'm either this catering keeps putting me in some hard spots. That's right. This is the chat. You're missing it. If you're not in the chat, you're missing out. Right. I'm either fleeing with him, or I'm giving the all clear so he can escape. So I gotta pick one, don't I?
So he obviously left because of something. Either he's lazy, or he didn't like the people he's with. That's what you have to figure out, though, I guess.
Okay.
My guess is he probably doesn't want to be in battle.
Okay, if I go with him, then they're more likely to find both of us.
Very true.
But if I call the all clear and say he's gone or he's not here, then I can sort of still help cover his tracks so he can escape.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the honorable thing. I'm going to call the all clear and say he's gone, and I will stay and I will just make sure that he doesn't get caught.
Gotcha. All right. I like it. All right. Yeah. You are a landlord and one of your tenants, a kindly old man, is asking for more time to pay his dues. You have already granted him several extensions, but you are beginning to realize that he will never be able to pay it all. What would you do? I would like to forgive him the debt, but then nobody would want to pay. And where would we be then? I'll evict him. It's a pity, but I'll have to evict him and confiscate goods of value equal to the debt. I'll throw him out and claim everything he has against his debt. It's likely that it will cover my costs anyway. I'll forgive the debt and suffer the financial consequences. No. I'll secretly send him the money to pay me so that other tenants won't cause trouble. I'll give him the time he's begging for, even though I doubt it could possibly make anything better.
See, what I would pick is not on there.
What would you do?
Oh, gosh. I would give him a job.
Okay.
I would give him a job and say, okay, you're going to pay it off, but you're going to work for it. Because I think that would get you out of other people being like, well, I can't pay, so I'm just not, he didn't pay, so I'm not going to pay. But you would also recoup what you lost.
All right, so one of these options is I'll secretly send him the money to pay me, which is similar, so that the other tenants won't cause trouble. So
I'll take that.
You get around that problem of people saying, he didn't pay, so I'm not going to pay.
I mean, I would give him a job. I would offer him a job. And then if he said, I don't want to work for you, then I'd be like, oh, well, that's strike three.
That's true.
You're out of here, you know? Yeah.
So we'll take that one. That's the closest to that. So
yeah. Okay.
This really doesn't matter. All right. Along the road, you pass a gravely wounded man lying in the ditch. Winchester's lying in the ditch.
Oh, Winchester's in the ditch.
It seems he has been robbed and left for dead. What would you do? Rush to his aid and provide for his needs, giving him your personal care, attention, and shelter. Help him back to the nearest refuge and pay for his care and living until he returns to health. This could be a trap, and it's certainly dangerous about here either way. I'll pass by and hurry on. This poor wretch is not my concern. I'll pass by. So the same thing twice. I'll take the opportunity to poke some pointy things into him just to see the anguish on his face before he dies. And then lastly, I'll just take a peek and see if the robbers have left anything of value. This man will surely die soon anyway.
So the first one was it just take care of him, and then
rush to his aid and provide for his needs and give him attention and shelter. The next one is help him to somewhere else and pay for his care so he'll get help somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So, and then the next one was it's probably a trap. Leave him to die.
I would probably take him somewhere else to pay for his care, because if I'm caring for him, he's probably going to die anyways.
Still die. Is that what? Okay.
So I'm probably going to go, let's go find a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take you. I'll pay for it. We'll get you cleaned up.
I like it.
Because if I'm just like, I'll take care of you, and he's just like, why are you doing that? You don't need to cut my arm off. I'm like, I don't know. I saw it on a movie.
I'm not a doctor. Excellent. I like it. All right. You and your allies are surrounded by your enemies. They attack at dawn. The odds seem insurmountable. What course would you take? I'd say my farewells, prepare my heart and soul for that final effort and for death. I'd sneak out in the dead of night and maybe try to get help. No sense in everyone dying. I'd call a truce and try to negotiate the most favorable terms I can with the enemy commander. I'd charge the enemy with my friends at my side in a glorious preemptive strike. We'll sell out lives dearly. Okay. I would sneak off to the enemy camp and reveal our weakest positions to them to gain their favor. I would surrender, beg for mercy, and promise rich ransoms. I would do all in my power to make it possible for some of my friends to escape, even at the cost of my own safety.
All right. Here's the thing.
All right.
We're going. I mean,
you're getting
I love. There's these movies that I like a lot called Young Guns. And there is a song by the great Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory.
Going down. Yeah.
I'm taking my friends. We know they're coming, so we're going out first, guerrilla style. And we're going to strike them, before they strike us. That's what we're doing.
Nice.
And hopefully we survive.
I like it. All right.
The blaze of glory.
The blaze of glory. During your travels, a knave tries to rob you.
Knave.
A Vance tried to rob you. In the
Vance the knave
struggle, he loses his footing and is soon dangling helplessly from a cliff. Good grief. He begs for your mercy and swears that you should help him. He will do much to repay you and abandon his rotten ways. How might you react? Leave him in the mess he got himself into. A just dealing surely. Help him and give him the chance to prove and redeem himself. Stamp on his fingers until he falls. You can't be too careful around fellows like this. Haul him up and try to capture him and take him before the appropriate authorities to face his crimes. Walk off the base of the cliff to salvage whatever valuables might be left when the rogue's fingers give out. Walk to the base of the cliff, not off the base.
It's like,
I was like, what? Pull him up, but only so that you can deal with him at your leisure. He won't be bothering any more travelers. So just barely pull him up, or it says pull him up so that you can deal with him. But
so I could take him out.
You could take him out.
I mean, if I'm going to take him out, then I'm just going to stomp his fingers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to pull him up and then take him out.
Deal with him at your leisure. So you might deal with him later, put him in a cage like Guy and Willow, Mad Mardigan or something.
Make him into some stew.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing the type of guy that I am, I mean, I would help him and then take him to the authorities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would
give him a chance to redeem himself. Or no, take it to the authorities.
No, he's going.
Okay.
He's not my buddy that I'm trying to help escape. This is some guy that needs to face the full arm of the law.
Yeah.
So he doesn't do anything with other people. But then if I catch him again, if he gets out from the law, all bets are off.
Yeah. All right. This one is a little crazy. All right. You are the Capitan of a Kriegsmarine U-boat, which has just torpedoed a tanker in the middle of the Atlantic.
What does this have to do with the Lord of the Rings?
I have no idea. The waters around the stricken vessel are dotted with her crew, struggling to stay afloat. The latest order from Berlin explicitly prohibits U-boat crews from aiding their victims. What do you do? It's all about helping people. It's about your... Okay. Their fate is regrettable, but orders are orders, and we can't expect to win the war if we don't follow them. If I help them, they'll certainly hear of it in Berlin, and I'll be in hot water. Besides, it's risky to take enemies aboard. To blazes with Berlin.
Am I a Nazi in this? What's going on?
I mean, it sounds like it. Jeez, you're a Capitan of a Kriegsmarine U-boat. I don't know. To blazes. Let's see. To blazes with Berlin. Get those men out of the water if it costs me my commission.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
it's a weird.
Forget this Berlin people. I'm helping these people out of the water. They didn't do anything to me. They were just under orders.
All right.
We'll form our own crew. Take the ring to Mordor.
A friend of yours is it to be executed on the morrow for a crime of which she is innocent.
Oh, it's not
innocent. Innocent. It's not Gator. This is Jennifer, actually. You're attempting a daring rescue. You have successfully infiltrated the prison, but a single warden is posted directly between you and her cell. How might you proceed? I will try to incapacitate the warden, but spare his life, even if this diminishes my chances of success significantly. My friend's life is worth more than this. I will cut him down before he knows what's happening. I will employ a ruse. I will stride confidently by him, as though I had every right to be there. I like that one. I will stride confidently up to him as though I had every right to be there and gut him as soon as I get close. That's two different ones. So one, you're just walking up like you own the place. Two, you're doing the same thing, but then you cut him. And then I will try to pay off the guard to let me and my friend pass. I will wait patiently and see if he leaves. I will attempt to distract the guard and then try to slip in unnoticed. And then I will desperately try to find another way around before dawn.
Well, see, I would do a lot of these options,
right,
in a certain order.
Yeah.
First I would probably try to sneak in. And if that didn't work, then I would probably have to get rid of it. I mean, if you said it was my wife.
It's a friend and it's a she, so I'm assuming this is your wife. So yeah.
Well, then this dude's going down. I'm sorry.
So are you going to stride up confidently and then gut him as soon as you get close? So you're playing a trick on him and you're lying to him. Is that what you would do?
That doesn't sound like what I would do. I would be sneaky.
It says I will try to incapacitate the warden. So it doesn't mean kill him. You're sparing his life, even if it diminishes my chances of success significantly. And then the other one is I will cut him down before he knows what is happening. He could be, yeah. He's a Nazi.
In that case, I don't know. I'm a good guy.
You're just taking him out.
I don't want to kill him, but
so you maybe incapacitate him.
Yeah, let's do that, I guess. But
you want to pay him off.
No, I'm not paying him off because then he.
Right.
I'm going to try to incapacitate him, but that doesn't work. Then he has to.
Gut him. Okay, we're getting closer. I promise, everybody. What is it that you admire most in others?
Okay.
The ambition to take what is before you and push yourself. Okay. Great knowledge and scholarship. A sense of duty and service. Great leadership and charisma. Modesty and humility. Courage and bravery. Beauty of person. Beauty of soul. Or the bonds of friendship and loyalty.
Loyalty. Bottom line. If you're loyal to me, I'm loyal to you.
There you go.
But if you stab me in the back, then
if you sneak up and gut me.
Yeah. No, loyalty in real life, loyalty has always been big for me. And that's probably why I have a small group of friends. Yeah, loyalty all the way.
All right, next one. All right, we're on number 10. You are in command of a company of men and in the middle of a hard and drawn-out campaign. Your men are weary and hungry. In the wake of a recent engagement, your section came into possession of a considerable number of captured horses. What would you do with them? We don't have the resources to feed and care for them. I let them go. War is hard on everyone. These horses will work for us in spite of the harsh conditions and how little we're able to feed them. My men in the campaign must come first. I'll get all the work I can out of them, but they will have to graze for food, as we cannot spare supplies. I'll only use the hardiest horses that I might take better care of them. The rest shall go free. They cannot be allowed to fall into enemy hands. I'll have to put them all
God.
all them down. I'll have them all put down. Sorry. I was wondering where the glue or whatever was. And then supplies are scarce and horse flesh is nutritious. It's a pity, but we must all do what we can for their effort.
I'm an animal lover.
I'm not gonna do that one.
I'm
not gonna make beef jerky.
They're probably just going free, I
let them go.
I guess I'm not going to eat them.
Or use the ones that you can. I only take the hardiest horses that I might take better care of, and then let the rest go free. So you could use these horses, is what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll do that. But I'm still going to be nice to the ones I keep.
Yeah. It says you're letting them go free.
Yeah. All right.
Or the other ones. Yeah. You're still nice. All right. Number 11. All right. How best? Let's try this again. How might you best spend a Saturday afternoon? Is it enjoying the outdoors, entertaining guests, or hosting a celebration?
Nope.
Expanding my mind and advancing my knowledge. Having a quiet and relaxed visit with one or two of my closest friends.
Yeah, probably that one.
Composing or performing song or verse. Reading or writing histories and personal memoirs. No. with a good bit of friendly sport. Or lastly, I'm a busy person and I have little time for leisure.
Just the one with the one or two friends.
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah. I'm not hosting a bunch of people.
Number 12. We finally made it to the end.
If this comes back and it's like not Lord of the Rings, I'm gonna be like,
it says it at the top. It has to be. If not, I'll be as upset as you
are. You are Luke Skywalker.
That's right. You're a terrible person, by the way. All right. Which of the following virtues do you most severely lack? So what do you not have? Okay, so do you not have benevolence, purity, diligence, humility, compassion, patience, or temperance? We're going to have to get the dictionary out for these.
Yeah,
you lose your temper?
I don't. No, don't lose my temper. Right?
Do you lack kindness? No. So benevolence would be like having well-meaning or kindness. Are you lacking kindness? I don't think so.
No.
Are you lacking purity? I don't think so. No. Diligence, like working through something to the end? I don't think so. Humility, thinking, I guess the opposite of that would be thinking really highly of yourself or whatever. Not having compassion, not having patience, wanting to get things done and not wait for it. Or temperance, I guess, easy to anger.
I don't know. I mean,
it's a hard one. It's a little bit of honesty here, folks. We're getting real. Getting real.
Can I just give you my mother's maiden name? Because that was in the comments. What do you think? You know me fairly well.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get back. I was reading what you were saying. I didn't see it. Man, I guess I try to think about how I would be. So I think benevolence we can mark that one out. Purity, we can mark out. Diligence, you work pretty hard on what you do with like the crystals and working on the podcast and doing different things that you do. So, and working with your family and your kids. And so I don't think you're not diligent, whatever you said. Humility,
that's probably what my wife would say for me.
I think that goes against what we were saying earlier. With trying to be in the background, compassion. You've always got compassion for people. This is the hot seat, Ryan. I'm telling all the good things about you.
Oh,
patience.
Just get on with it. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Okay, there we go. Patience.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm pretty patient because
you gotta be.
Yeah.
So temperance, you lose your temper. I got it.
Let's just do we'll do the diligence one. I think that's the one that I could. I mean, I'm sure that's what my wife would say of me because she doesn't think I get sometimes stuff done as fast.
See,
as she would want to.
My problem is I start so many things. Like I have this wall behind me of junk that I was like, I'm going to make these Star Wars things. It's going to be awesome. And I haven't made hardly anything. So I start a lot of things and don't finish.
You say that about the crystals earlier, but I have so many crystal ideas, but I just haven't got to finish all of them.
Well, you also don't have the time to. So
anyways,
I don't have we're getting too real here, folks. Let's move on.
Say that
my results.
It's
calculating. It's calculating.
It's going to say put in your email address, and we'll send you an email in 2 to 5 days.
Okay, go away. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You got. If you told the truth, if you told the truth, you're similar to the King Theoden of the House of Earl, King of Rohan. You are a veteran of life. You have seen years of peace and years of war. You know when to fight. You know when to compromise and when to admit when you're wrong. And sometimes you can be overly cautious. Sorry, the way they've written this is weird. And sometimes you can be overly cautious and keep your silence too long. When roused and inspired, you can stand firmly with your friends and even be a fearsome and glorious adversary. Your passions are family, tradition, and horses.
I love my horses.
I love the horses. So there you go. King Theoden.
This is not what I was.
Sorry, Theoden.
Theoden? How do you spell that?
It's Theoden. Theoden King is the way they would address him.
I was just thinking I was going to be like, you're an elf or a hobbit.
I know, right? That's what it felt like, right? You're a human. You're a man.
He's a man, baby.
So there you go. So there you go. I'll post the link to this wonderful quiz.
I'm this dude?
His daughter is the one that killed the I am no man.
Yeah.
It's that one. So
all right, well.
Yeah.
I'm him, I guess.
He's pretty awesome.
It's not who I'd have picked, I mean.
And horses. Yes, I thought that was funny. I'm gonna post the link in the chat if you're interested in going.
What I looked like at one point.
Yeah.
I die though. I'm pretty sure. Don't I die?
Probably. But he was pretty awesome.
Until I die.
Post to the group as well. Yes, we'll post this quiz and we'll get some feedback from people, see what they came up with. If you Google Lord of the Rings quiz, you're going to see the ultimate quiz, which is like, do you know your stuff? But then there's also like a bunch of these. What kind of character are you? And they'll ask you like, do you want to live in trees? Do you want to live in the ground or underground or whatever?
Here's the thing. Is Theoden a good king? This is what somebody asked.
Oh, yeah.
Search thing. Theoden was merely an unwise king.
Oh, no.
Allowing for a literal worm to influence his thoughts and actions even before Saruman curses him. When Saruman corrupts Theoden, he's already got a man on the inside.
Well, it happens. That was not considered in the
but I still like horses.
And you like horses.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Well, that was fun. I think that one was better, even though it was super long.
Yeah.
Better than asking about trees and
still want that elf hair
and eating what you would eat and all that. Because the other ones you might have ended up being a river people or something. So, like, what's his name?
A horse. I wanted to be a horse.
Gollum.
The weird Berlin question really.
That was really weird. That was really odd.
I'm like all in, like in my head, I'm like all in Middle Earth, like this is happening in Middle Earth, and it's like, and now you're on a U-boat, and I'm like, wait a second.
There's the technology.
Wait a second. Anyways, all right, well that's fun. I'll do it for you, but that would take forever.
It would take forever.
You can do it, and you can post your results.
Okay.
You could show how much cooler you are than me.
Be interesting.
I am group on Facebook.
Yeah. Please check it out on I Am Group. If you're not a part of I Am Group, search for it on Facebook for I Am
We need to change the questions because I learned that one of the questions is like, who's the host of I'm Geek?
Yeah.
It's me. It's Ryan, it's Katrin, and it's Chris.
Yeah.
There's your answers. I give you.
There's your answers. We're not. Yeah.
Anyway,
trying to keep people out. Trying to keep them.
Yeah. We can change the questions.
Yeah.
Be like, are you a person?
What's your favorite color?
We could say, if you were on a U-boat and you got orders from Berlin.
That's right.
Anyways. All right. Cool. Well, thank you guys in the comments and on the chat and everybody listening and watching. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully next week Chris will be back with us.
He should be.
We'll see. But this has been episode 250, and I'm Geek. And we'll be back with you next week with something new, something fun, and of course, something geeky.
Bye-bye.